Today I'm talking about Jessie Goline. Jessie Goline was an art teacher at Tree High School when she was arrested in 2017. According to the police affidavit, on April 26, 2017, the principal at Tree High School was told by one of the coaches that there was a parent coming to the school to confront and possibly harm the art teacher, Jessie Goline, who that parent said was having intercourse with multiple students. While the principal and the coach were on the child abuse hotline making a report about what they heard, Jessie Goline came running into the office and started crying and just repeatedly saying, "No, no." The principal asked Jessie if there was anything that she needed to tell him, and she said, "I'm not going to lose my husband." The principal asked Jessie Goline if she had inappropriate relationships with students at the school, and she told him yes, and told him that she had intercourse with 4 different students. Jessie Goline told the principal about victim number 1, number 3, and number 4, but she refused to tell the principal about who victim number 2 was because she said that he told her he was 18, but she found out that he was much younger than that. Jessie Goline was transported to the police department where she admitted everything, but Arkansas State Police was called in to investigate any further because they found out that the crimes actually occurred in Craighead County and not just Tree. According to victim 1, he was in a group text with Jessie Goline that became more sexual in nature as time went on. Basically, he happened to be in Jonesboro. She texted him and was like, "Hey, here's my address. Come by my place." He got dropped off at her apartment by someone else, had intercourse with her, and then got picked up. The first victim wasn't even a student at Tree High School. He was actually a student at East Poinsett County School. According to victim number 3, he was actually a student in Jessie Goline's class. He received a photograph from her on his phone. It was a message that was pertaining to class. But the messaging between victim 3 and Jessie Goline continued and became more sexual as time went on. Jessie Goline took the student from Tree to her apartment in Jonesboro one day. They had intercourse, and she took him back to Tree later that evening. According to victim 4, he played an 8-ball game with Jessie Goline on the phone. He started receiving text messages from her that became more sexual in nature as time went on, just like the other 2 victims said. And so Jessie Goline picked him up in Tree, took him to her apartment. They had intercourse. And Jessie Goline wanted him to stay at her apartment overnight. He had to talk her into taking him back to Tree, but they didn't get back until 2 a.m. This happened the same day as victim 3. So the way it lays it out, it looks like Jessie Goline went to Tree, picked up a victim 3, brought him back to her apartment, had intercourse, took him back to Tree, and then dropped him off and picked up a victim 4 and brought him back to her apartment, took victim 4 back later that night. Police did speak to victim number 2. Victim number 2 did say that he was in Jessie Goline's class, that she texted him during class telling him how good he looked in class, that she texted him a picture of her wearing a thong, but she said that she wouldn't have intercourse with him because he was too young. Now remember, Jessie Goline did actually admit to having intercourse with him earlier on. Jessie Goline was charged with first-degree SA, just 1 count. And also, if you'll remember, it happened in April 2017 when she ran into the principal's office. The warrant for her arrest was not issued until September 20th. So it was a lengthy investigation. In March of 2017, Jessie Goline pled guilty to indecency with a child. She was sentenced to 42 months probation. Is actually registered as a level 3 sex offender in the state of Arkansas.